In Ghost of Tsushima, players are given the option to attack their enemies from the shadows, or to confront their enemies face to face. Each of these approaches comes with different advantages and disadvantages. For example, when you confront an enemy, or stand off against them, you gain a large amount of resolve for each enemy killed. Upgrading the standoff ability will allow you to kill up to 3 enemies at once. This initiates a fight with full resolve and several enemies already killed. On the other hand, you may choose to assassinate enemies one by one. This approach requires more strategy and time, but if well executed, you can clear out a whole group of Mongols without ever engaging in a fight. Both of these styles of combat are rooted deep in Japanese history. Lord Shimura teaches Jin the traditional way of the samurai, but Jin is forced to use new strategies, like those of the ninja, to save his uncle and the island of Tsushima. The way of the samurai emphasizes honor, bravery, and facing opponents directly. This is also known as Bushido, a moral and ethical code that guided samurai behavior in feudal Japan. It emphasized virtues like honor, loyalty, discipline, courage, and self-sacrifice. The way of the ninja, also known as ninjutsu, focuses on adaptability, stealth, and pragmatism in achieving objectives. Unlike the samurai's rigid honor code, ninjas prioritized effectiveness and survival. Key aspects of the ninja philosophy include secrecy, adaptability, deception, efficiency, survival, and espionage. Ghost of Tsushima doesn't force players to use one art over another, though some quests may suggest that Jin use a certain technique. The player is allowed to play however they choose. However, the game does expect that Jin will use at least some ninja abilities. In fact, it is imperative to the plot. Conflict arises between Jin and Shimura about Jin's methods of war. Jin's adoption of ninja tactics leads to tension with Lord Shimura, who sees these methods as dishonorable and beneath the samurai code. For Shimura, the fight is not just about victory, but about maintaining the integrity of the samurai way. He believes that using stealth, deception, and assassination is a betrayal of the honor and courage that the samurai uphold. To him, these tactics undermine the very essence of Bushido. On the other hand, Jin sees these methods as necessary to overcome the Mongol invaders, who are ruthless and relentless. He argues that the survival of Tsushima and its people depends on adapting to the situation, even if it means abandoning some of the traditions he once held dear. This internal conflict between the two characters reflects the broader theme of Ghost of Tsushima, the clash between tradition and innovation, and the moral dilemmas that arise when survival requires compromises. But what do philosophers say about this? Well, the 5th century BCE Chinese military strategist Sun Tzu emphasized in his book The Art of War the importance of flexibility, strategy, and deception in warfare. His ideas advocate for achieving victory by any means necessary, including stealth, surprise, and psychological manipulation, elements that align closely with the tactics of ninjutsu. Sun Tzu's philosophy is pragmatic, suggesting that the end goal of victory justifies the use of unconventional methods, which contrasts with the samurai's traditional notions of honor in combat. Confucius, another 5th century Chinese philosopher, emphasized the importance of virtue, duty, and traditional social roles. His concept of Lai, proper conduct, and Ren, benevolence, stressed the importance of maintaining honor, integrity, and social harmony. Confucius's philosophy would advocate for a more honorable approach to conflict, similar to the samurai code of Bushido. Yet he also recognized the complexity of human behavior and the need for flexibility in certain situations. Niccolò Machiavelli was an Italian philosopher born in the 1400s, best known for his work, The Prince. In his book, Machiavelli famously argued that rulers should prioritize the stability and success of the state over traditional ethical values, stating that the ends justify the means. His pragmatic approach to politics suggests that, in times of conflict, using any necessary means, even those considered dishonorable, is justified if they serve the greater good of the state, echoing the more pragmatic, survival-oriented mindset of the ninja. Emmanuel Kant was a German philosopher from the 1700s, known for being extremely influential on modern philosophy. Kant's philosophy is grounded in a rigid adherence to moral law, encapsulated in his categorical imperative, which posits that one should act according to rules that could be universally applied. In the context of warfare, Kant would likely emphasize adherence to honor and duty, aligning with the samurai tradition. However, his strict deontological ethics would struggle with the more flexible and pragmatic tactics used by ninjas. Still, countries today deal with ethical warfare. Standards like the Geneva Code have existed since 1864, and humans have invented the idea of war crimes. Countries like the United States have to decide how to use their power, with the atomic bombs dropped on Japan in World War II as an example. For thousands of years, there has been an understanding that war is a part of life, and that as an intelligent and moral species, we must decide how to wage it.